So, wow, I'm not talking about Roblox for once. Whoa. Or myself for once. Whoa. Well, it's going to contain my opinions, obviously. This is not an opinion piece because I'm not actually writing this. But this is mostly my opinion. So, you know, keep that in mind. But if you don't agree, then that's like fine. I don't really care. Um, but I want to make it clear, I'm not talking about, like, I'm not going to do the thing where it's like, oh, Animal Jam is dying! So sad. Every game dies eventually. Every online game will die. That's just what happens. If you see, Steam charts, it doesn't look good at first, but then you look at, from MMO population, I don't know exactly where you're supposed to go to look at this stuff, so this is just the best website I found. We're down 70% on the trending, but they still got 40,000 players today, which, I don't know if that's a lot, feels like a lot to me, but that's less people than watched my YouTube video that one time. So, for a huge game that probably has millions of dollars sunk into it, that might not be that good. We're just gonna look up, is 40,000 daily players good on an MMO? At least 50,000 players, it says. Or no, that's actually pretty good. So at least 50,000, I think just a little bit is low. But if we think about how much Animal Jam probably had during its peak, that's a lot less. And that's fine. Like I said, it happens to everything. Everything dies eventually. Games, people, plants, animals, you know. But that's not what I want to talk about. I was just starting with that. We're talking about the actual game. Here is me, on the game, playing Animal Jam. And my issue is with the players. Because on Animal Jam now, you don't see anything you used to. And I know that's just kind of what happens. Things change, things evolve, the players want different things. But the players all just kind of want the same thing now. They all just want to, like, make money and, like, trade and everything. And that's all I see. Where is everybody? You can even see this, like, no one's ever around in a lot of places unless they spawn in and they teleport off to their dens or something, or go to the pillow place, which I'll show you in a second. So, you got the Lalani, of course. Now, the issue with Lalani is what happens is people will, like, inflate the prices so much on these items. Like, the Lalani is going to be worth, they're going to charge 5,000 for this thing because it looks nice. They're going to charge you so much, and the item that you would have changed Lalani points for, because you can exchange exchange items for Lalani points to get the Lalani item. I bet you this shit's going for a lot, and people sell stuff over the stuff, which I will show you in a second using the fandom wiki. It doesn't get updated often anymore, so some prices are likely inaccurate. Oh, also, you might notice Monster High. I'm going to talk about that in a couple minutes. But let's look up Broken Heart Spike Collar, sorry. Broken Heart Spike Collar. 5,000 for that ugly thing. 3,400 for that. There, Broken Heart. Collar? Why isn't it showing up now? Ugh, okay, sorry, the Shop Explorer is horrible on here. There we go. 5,000, 5,000, 4,500. Looks like the lowest we're going is about 4,000 to 3,000 here, but the higher ends of 3,000. Like 3,900, 800. So, and also, you can see here, no one's actually talking about anything, they're all just advertising. Everything pink and cute, trade to lower, partials for trade, great potential, looking for Starlight Wings blueprint, sale at my den, Sanrio Master Blocks, another cute art. Don't bother this person, I'm just going to their den really quickly, because I want to see. Let's see what prices they're charging. My other thing is, like, most of these people don't actually make this stuff themselves, they just, like, get it and then they, like, sell it for a whole bunch. Now, of course, they might have made these themselves. Alright. Some of this stuff isn't too bad. This is about the average price of some of these things. And I think some of them are out of store. 185 for that. I don't know about that. But again, I don't play this game much anymore, so I'm not 100% sure on the worth of things anymore, so if I do give an inaccurate reaction to a price, that is my fault. I actually quite like that Friendship Heart Fountain. That's not a bad price. For some of these items, this isn't bad. Like the 20, the 27, this should be how it is. Alright, this guy doesn't actually have that bad of pricing. Alright, here we go. 1,000 for that. Now, yes, this totally is worth 1,000. Look at all that effort they put in. But they didn't make it, which is my issue sometimes with how high of prices these people charge for some stuff. Because, like, how much did the person who sold this even make off of it, right? Like, did they make that much? Are they selling it for lower? Are they selling it for higher? I'm curious. Because I feel like that should be just going to the artist. But I'm not really interested in Sanrio right now. And now we're gonna go to Jama Township, and here you will see the new Monster High thing. Now, this in particular, I do not have an issue with it costing money, considering it is a collab, and the point of collabs is to try and make money. Oh, hey. Oh, never mind. I thought there was going to be an evolution roleplay, but it's an evolution art. Never mind. Art sale. Never mind. And again, look at the stuff. They are all just, you know, selling. And everyone else is just being quiet. There used to be people talking and stuff, or at least like chattering a little bit around here. This was never the super active super active area. It was mostly in the pillow room and the Arctic Wolf Den, which we'll go check out. But the Arctic Wolf Den was more for trading. I'll try the Wolf Den. We'll see what's going on in there, because I know you see people talking in there. But anyways, my other issue is the insane amount of fucking microtransactions they have now. This is even how many they've had. They've had a lot that go out of store. For 2,600 sapphires, it is $40 fucking dollars. That's not enough to buy one of the items I showed you earlier. That's not enough. It's technically worth over $40. For a bunch of animals, you have to pay $9. For the starter kit, it's $10, and this really is not that good for a starter kit. I'm just telling you. 50 sapphires for a starter kit at 5,000 gems? No! That's not even nearly enough to get a person started. Oh, no, 200 sapphires. That's still not enough. You can barely buy shit with that. The prehistoric egg isn't horrible, but if you get a shitty color, you can't flip that for anything. If you get a shitty color of a pet with a pet adoption token, you can't flip that for anything, and it's already worth less because it's a pet adoption token and not an original. The shop, that's good for selling stuff. The pet station will help with leveling up their pets. The paint seeds and the phantom portal go together. That is an easier way of obtaining them. I'll admit, 5,000 gems? Gems are fucking worthless, to be completely honest. This is not worth $10. That's like a $5 at most. $3 for all these potions. Literally, all you have to do is just go grind in the Phantom Portal and you can get all of those. Display cases for $4? Why? For what? A bunch of tails for $5? Really? Really? They're all ugly, too. A kitchen for $4. Again, why? Halos for another $4. They don't even look good, to be completely honest. Like, they're not bad, they're just, like, not that great. I don't really think they're worth $4. You can spend that on better things. The crafting bundle, it is kind of hard to grind these, but let's look at these blueprints. The pony's barn, that's ugly. The rooster's roost, are these all pet items? No. Okay, it's just a bunch of pet items for some reason. Like, very specific. Nutcracker eyes. They just want to give you the worst things ever. Flower crown, that's not bad. Flower crowns are nice. Curved sofa. It's not a great item. And back scales. None of that's... I mean, maybe the materials aren't bad, but they're not great colors together. None of these blueprints are really that good, so that's not really worth $5 to me. Heterochromia potion for $3. You only get 3 potions, by the way, and you can only use them on, like, 1 animal each, I believe. A den capacity potion bundle for $3. This is the only one I'm ever gonna agree with, because holy fuck, I love more items in dens. but I still don't think you should be being charged for this. I think there should be an in-game way to obtain this. And the pet painted egg token for $3. You only get 3 of them, and that basically means you can just pay to win the painted egg hunt or the egg token hunter. So you can kind of just pay to win this stuff. And there is one thing I will praise is they added these little mini games around. I'm digging up the shovel right now, where you have the chance to win these items called alpha items, which are basically today's new rares and betas, because they're worth a good bit because you have to get them by chance. You can't pay for them because they were implemented before they started going very hard into the whole, pay us thing. And these wishing coins are the most heinous thing in the fucking world. And these throwback bundles are bullshit, because just like, I feel like it wasn't that long ago. That's just like a me thing. It's just like, why we're acting like it was forever ago, but apparently it was 4 years ago, and it feels like it was not 4 years ago. I feel like this just came out. And the Monster High bundle is $9. It does give you a lot of items. My issue with it is that you get like the 5 scare packages. You only get one of the pets. You don't get both. You just get one. And you still have to like rely on the gambling over here to get anything else you might want. Like, if you want, there's a pet that I wanted, and I used my things, I did not get it. And I was quite sad. But that's just them trying to incentivize you to, buy it again, buy more, give us more. Anyways, hold on, let's turn on the music. You get a little bit of music in there. They've kept the music the same. So, wishing tokens. Let's go talk about those really quickly. And then we'll head to the pillow room and we'll look at, the state of everything again. Where is it? Sorry, I don't really, use this. Oh, right, sorry. It is in Lost Temple of Zeus. The statue basically opened up and now there's this, whoa, awesome crystal thing, and they finally added the fantasy animals. But, uh-oh, to get the fantasy animals, you have to gamble. Now, it's not you get a random pet. You can choose what pet you want, but you do not get to choose the colors, you don't get to choose the eye shape, you don't get to choose the shapes of anything. You just have to bet on it. You gotta just hope. I don't even think I have something, but what you do is you'd wish for it, you got a phoenix, and you can spend more wish tokens to get what you want. I don't think you get what you want. It just, like, increases the chance of you getting that. I'm not 100% sure. Yes, look at these percentages. They had to add this, probably, because you're not supposed to have it without the, chances. So, you see they got the rare stuff, they got special effects, a lot of them that are super duper rare to get. And, rare elements, rare twins, you can get 2, I guess, rare sizes, rare eye shapes, whoa, rare, I guess these are all the colors, so that makes sense that some of them are a little different to get. But I assume if you used a wishing token, it would tell you how close you are to getting those. I only have a couple of these animals. If you're an Animal Jam hacker, don't bother trying to hack me, just saying. I don't have that good of stuff that you're gonna want. Not worth it at the end of the day. Sorry, I don't have Man, I don't know where my shit went. I know I had, like, a couple of these pets. Had, like, a unicorn or something. Oh, yeah, I got 4 unicorns because I did a little gambling. I got 1 epic one. 1 epic, and it's ugly as shit, but it has the rare things. This thing's worth a lot now. It's got a jeweled horn and a special size, but it looks like a weird piece of coral. They had eye reroll potions that would have saved it, but I don't know if I want to spend the money on this. This one's actually kind of cute. I don't hate this one. But you see, these ones, these are just, like, unsalvageable. They're just, like, really ugly. And that's the thing. If you get an ugly one, just try to get another one, or maybe buy some more wish tokens. so you can get more of what you want. Haha. That's what they want you to do. Animal Jam has just evolved into microtransactions and, you know, weird economy. I don't know what's happening anymore. Anyways, let's go to the pillow room. This is where people used to chat. Of course there was, like, you know, there was always shops and trading stuff here, because this was, like, the place where everyone was. But now look how little people there are here. And Mall My Den, huge D for D in My Den. I don't even know what that means. Oh, drop for drop, sorry. You only need one sapphire potion to join Mall My Den. And everyone else is just standing there, doing nothing. Check out my shop. Gem shop. Just getting lazy, aren't you? I'm not gonna show anyone's usernames, like, I'm doing that on purpose to not show usernames, because I don't want anyone to get, like, trouble. Selling Monster High items, low price, 5 sapphire potions. Shop My Den, selling my level 3 Binky. Just... What was that? I thought it said yard sale. I thought they were saying y'all. No one's talking. There used to be, like, a couple people in the corners who would just chat with their friends and watch. There may be someone trolling. I met my best friend trolling in here. That's how we met. I met all of my best friends on here. I met one of them in the pet party, which isn't even going on. I would have gone there if it was. I met one of them in the pet party. I met the other one while I was screaming in the pillow room, and she told me to shut up. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then we started talking, and then we became friends. No one does it anymore, because everyone's just focused on getting richer. It's just, my question is, what do you do when you're rich in Animal Jam? The only thing I can think of is you get a source of dopamine and you're proud, but what happens if you get hacked? What happens if you get scammed? What happens when you lose your hyperfixation on Animal Jam? You just wasted all this time hoarding wealth for nothing. It doesn't translate in the real world. It's illegal to sell the account, so if you sell the account, then there's a high chance whoever buys it might get banned. There's just no point. Let's check out a few other places to see if they've got anything going on. Is that fucking Sonic the Hedgehog? Holy shit! It's fucking Sonic the Hedgehog, Swift Blue Spike. That's fucking awesome. Alright, so we're gonna go to the wolf den first. It's over here. I'm gonna put on my wolf. Isn't it beautiful? This is based off of one of my first avatars on the game. I used to be the biggest girly girl ever. You can see how that turned out for us. Anyways, there is nobody here. Just nobody. Okay. I remember there used to be, like, maybe a couple people advertising stuff. Maybe, like, a wolf roleplay or like, trading. There used to be people sitting on these stairs and aura farming. There'd be people sitting up here to also aura farm. People sitting by the lava to talk. And people were just talking and having fun or just hanging out. It's like how the Ponytown players just kind of go AFK and sit around. And it's just, like... It's just sad. Everyone's gone. You know... It used to be if you had enough people howling in here that there would be, like, a bunch of dirt and then, like, a picture of Greeley would, like, show up in the middle of everything. That was neat. I liked that. But there's no one here anymore, so you can't do it. Let's see what's going on in Gabby's Animal Hospital. I know that's another place where apparently roleplays moved to, supposedly. So let's see if they're actually here. Now, I haven't actually been here, so if I am proven wrong and the roleplays are here, I still want to say- oh, hey, they are! I do want to say that the fact that everything's been moved to one location for all of this stuff is still kind of sad. Oh, I saw the guy earlier. Any fashion shows? What's your style for groups? There is people just talking, but let's just notice how, like, kind of empty this area is. There's only one person advertising a roleplay. There's people asking for them. There's 2 people chatting, which is fun. I like to see that. I like to see people having fun and sitting and talking. I'm gonna peek. Let's see how many people are actually here. Alright, we got 1. There's a shop in here. Oh, actually, this isn't that bad. I would have loved this as a kid. I would have thought this was peak decoration. It isn't bad, of course. I'm gonna show you guys my dens before I log off for this video. Anyways, oops, that was not what I meant to do. Again, notice how there's not many people here. Only 5 people in here. There used to be like a good bit of people in there. It was never the most crowded area, but there was still a good chunk. Alright, let's see what's going on in here. There is nobody. This used to be, well, not nobody. 5 people, no one's talking, they're just sitting around. This used to be like one of the most crowded areas, people like dancing and saying, trade with me, trade with me, trade with me, I'm rich, trade with me, trade with me, trade with me. Because, you know, being an Arctic wolf used to be awesome, you know, you're like, wow, I'm so cool. There were a lot of e-daters, though. They were e-daters, but I think everyone just had a problem with that in 2015 because there was a lot of kids on games and, you know, you're told you need a boyfriend, you need a girlfriend, you need to date somebody. So kids are like, oh, we need to date somebody. So they start emulating that online with other stupid little kids, or they get tricked and they're dating a 30-year-old. Now, another thing I want to talk about is with, like, the influx of this game just being focused on economy and the insane decline in roleplays, this game has been completely overrun by adults. I guarantee you, most of these people on here are either my age or older. My friend Danny, she's in like a big pack, and I'm pretty sure most of those people are adults. A lot of people in this pillow room might just be like full-grown adults. And the issue is when they talk about stuff, because I forget if I mentioned it earlier, but like, they can say inappropriate stuff and they fail to think about the fact that this is a children's game. It's not meant for you. You people, if you're older and you play this game, you need to just think for a second. I'm saying if you're over 25, if there's for some reason over 25-year-old person playing this game, please get off Animal Jam. This is a children's game. There's barely anywhere left for kids anymore, and you guys have destroyed it. Because all it is just trying to get rich forever now. Every kid always wanted to be rich at first, too, on the original Animal Jam. It was always a problem, but now that's just all there is. It's not safe for kids to talk to anyone on here, because they're probably old. It's not safe for them to roleplay, because what if they're old and there's nowhere really for them to roleplay anymore, because no one's doing them, and no one's showing up when they do have roleplays. Like, even in 2020 there's still a good bit of roleplays, but now it's just all gone. It's just sad. Really, really sad to just see what this has turned into. Animal Jam was my childhood. It was the only online game I really played. Other games I played was like Terraria and Minecraft and stuff, you know, your classic big ones. But Animal Jam has always had a special place for me, since, you know, I said I met some of my best friends on here. It was just a place where I felt safe and I had fun every day. I remember I used to spend so much time on Animal Jam. My dad had to get a new job, and, he had new hours, because he used to work at the hospital, but then he ended up switching jobs, so he had to work during the weeks. Because he worked weekends, so we didn't get to see him on the weekends much, because he was sleeping. So he switched jobs, and he was working during the week, so I had to go to my grandparents' house for, you know, babysitting, pretty much, and I used to hide under my grandparents' table. I'd get rug burn. But I would play on Animal Jam all the time until it was time to go home. I made a lot of friends, I lost a lot of friends, I had a lot of fun. And it's just sad to know that kids now can't experience what I did. But anyways, let's show off my den. My Autumn Treehouse one isn't half bad. I like this one. Ignore the shops. I put these up a while ago because, you know, I wanted some money. I'm not saying I'm never gonna say I'm immune to I'm different than everybody, but I don't do that much. I don't do trading. I'll just buy from shops. That's it. I don't think I finished. Most of these dens I think I swept up a while ago. I think the spring small house is still decorated. Yeah, this one wasn't that bad. It's a little cluttered, but I thought it was cute. One day I'll redo it. But yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for probably watching my little video on Animal Jam. Why can't I go on the swing? You used to be able to go on the swing. Alright. Ah, there we go. Anyways. Thanks. Animal Jam, if you're watching this, do your fucking jobs. Ban the people who need to be getting banned. Oh my god, wait! I almost forgot. We haven't talked about the wiki yet. Oh boy. Alright, let's go. Fandom. Oops. What's up with that? Just give it a second. The fandom wiki for Animal Jam, it's not that great. And I'll show you everything that's going on with that. It'll just take me one moment to get on there, sorry. Play Wild Item Worth wiki. Shout out Play Wild Item Worth wiki. It's not Sapphire, I swear it's not. Is it Sapphire? No, Sapphire's old. And where the hell is it? Why is it so laggy today? Hold on, I'm just gonna open Discord. I'm gonna pull up the link, because someone gave me it not that long ago. Jesus. Yeah, okay, I was making sure it wasn't showing. Oops, one second, I've got to type something to someone. Anyways, one second. I don't know why fandom's being so laggy at the moment. There it is. Alright, here we are. Play. What the fuck is happening? I'm trying to record a video here. Thank you. So, this is the Animal Jam Item Worth Wiki, and actually, you know what? We're gonna make a separate video for this, because I hate it so bad. I'm gonna make a whole 5-minute video dedicated to how much I hate the Item Worth Wiki. Alright? You ready for that? I'm gonna upload it right after this one.